Hello, I'm Max, and welcome to today's broadcast. Using AI to gather information allows us to present a wide array of global news, though it's important to remember that it may include some inaccuracies. Now let's explore today's major stories. First, we look into the challenges faced by Algerian migrants in France, known as Chibanis, in their retirement years. Many of these elderly individuals are unable to return to Algeria due to French pension laws, requiring them to stay in France for at least 6 months each year to qualify for their benefits. These restrictions have led to issues like health problems, loneliness, and bureaucratic hurdles, as revealed by a recent documentary on 3 elderly Algerians living in Marseille. Moving to Australia, inadequate lighting in public spaces in Sydney is becoming a critical safety issue, particularly for women. An alarming 59% of women report feeling unsafe in these conditions, compared to 31% of men. This has prompted calls for improved lighting, similar to successful measures seen in Melbourne's Tan Track, as political and urban planning conversations intensify. In South Africa, the persisting challenge of xenophobia is highlighted by Chidima Adetshina's experience. The 23-year-old Nigerian withdrew from the Miss South Africa pageant due to xenophobic reactions, shining a light on ongoing societal issues like unemployment and inequality that often target African migrants. Meanwhile, in the UK, Everybody Outdoors is advocating for inclusive opportunities in outdoor activities, focusing on plus-size individuals. Their courses promote confidence and accessibility in natural settings like the Peak District and Snowdonia, breaking barriers that prevent full enjoyment of outdoor experiences. Turning our attention to justice reform, the new book, Women Prisoner Polaroids by Jack Lueders Booth, provides a heartening look into the lives of female inmates, questioning prevailing views on incarceration while addressing systemic inequities driving women's imprisonments. Now we dive into the comprehensive Grenfell Tower inquiry, which has concluded with sharp denunciations of lapses that led to 72 tragic deaths. The scathing Moore-Bick report criticized deregulation approaches and inadequate accountability. While recommendations for building safety reforms have been made, including creating a centralized regulator, continued public contracts for implicated firms like Ryden have further stoked public outrage. Survivors and advocates call for swift implementation and accountability for involved entities. As we continue, the 2024 Paralympic Games in Paris have underscored significant accessibility challenges, despite a substantial $115 billion investment. Limited accessibility in transport systems highlights the need for prolonged commitment to improve infrastructure for disabled individuals. In Syria, a local Paralympic event in Idlib has uplifted spirits amid conflict, with the formation of an amputee football team bringing hope and unity. However, globally, the Paralympic community is grappling with criticism over its classification system, prompting calls for reform to ensure fairness and integrity in competitions. On the international stage, Sudan faces calls for urgent intervention amid severe human rights violations in the ongoing conflict. UN experts are pressing for peacekeepers and expanded arms embargoes as communities endure the devastating impact of war. Closer to home, the shooting of Turkish-American Aysenur Ezgi Agi in the West Bank amplifies appeals for accountability. Her tragic death revives discussions on diplomatic responses and the need for equitable treatment in similar incidents. Lastly, Algeria's upcoming presidential election sparks concerns over human rights, with President Abdelmadjid Tebboune expected to secure a second term amid a constrained political environment, raising issues of civil rights and democratic integrity. Thank you for tuning in. We've covered significant global issues today, from pension struggles in France to international calls for human rights reforms. We'll continue to bring you the stories that matter. This is Max signing off.